You look in the mirror, the shirt fits nicely on your shoulders, and for the first time in your life, you can see what looks like a bicep. But the top rocks up around the belly and the t-shirt won't just sit right, so you blame the t-shirt's design. Then you have to take your top off at the kids swimming, and the kids say, "Why don't you look like you used to?" And you take it as a compliment until you see yourself side on in the mirror and you realize it wasn't the tops. They were doing you a favor, hiding a soft, undefined belly. In this video, I'm going to show you the 3 phases of the skinny fat nightmare and why you keep getting stuck at phase 2 and why you're still stuck there 5 years later. My name's Tony, and for the past 18 years, I've worked in some of London's top transformation studios, helping guys like you lose the skinny fat and look like this. And more than that, I used to be skinny fat myself, not knowing what to do to look better and thinking that was me forever. Today, I'm going to show you how you can get out of that. Before I show you why 90% of skinny fat guys get stuck for years on end, click the subscribe. And you'll be the first to see my weekly videos where I show you how to drop the skinny fat and build a set of arms that look good with a shirt on or off, in a way that you can actually fit into your life. What are the 3 phases? Phase 1, you realize you've been getting lied to. You're going about your life, you're going to the gym, you're thinking everything's fine. Your wife's commenting saying how good you look. You look in the mirror, the shirt fits nice on your shoulders, and for the first time in your life, you think, oh, I can see a little bit of a bicep. But when you wake up in the morning, you look in the mirror and you go, this don't look right. And when the kids say you don't look like you used to, you now realize it wasn't a compliment. I've been there. My daughter said I no longer look like Superman. So you do what you've always done. You go harder. Endless cardio, calories cut right down, the evening sharing pack of Lidl's Thai sweet chili chicken crisps are gone, and you start living on a chicken salad for lunch, even though you hate lettuce. This goes on for a few weeks with the occasional fall off the wagon, but things are going well. You're dropping weight like you won't believe, thinking it's all fat, but you're burning out. Phase 2, the grind, where 90% of people quit. You're 2 to 3 months in, thinking you're doing everything right, but nothing's visibly changed for a few weeks. The scale barely moves and you ask yourself, what am I doing wrong? You feel like you're working harder than anyone and not getting anything back. And that's why you stop going to the gym, stop tracking your food, and stop giving a shit. You've clearly reached your genetic potential. So you gradually let your standards slip, and before you know it, you're right back where you started, a skinny fat dad with no transformation in sight. So what are you actually doing wrong? You track your weight, but not what's actually involved in that weight. So no body fat measurements. If your body fat's coming down and your weight's staying the same, then your muscle's going up, so you're doing something right. On that note, take photos. You don't have to send them to anyone, they're for your benefit. Take them front on, side on, and back, in just your boxer shorts. You'll see if any body fat's come off or any muscles come on easier than you would by checking in the mirror every morning. Because humans are shit at remembering what they looked like last week. I can barely remember what I did last weekend, so if you don't track these, you won't remember and you'll give up. If you don't want to do the other things of tracking your body fat and photos, then at least track your weights, as it will show if you're getting stronger. And it'll only work if you try and push harder than you did last week, but keep the form good. We don't want you getting injured. But what you want to be doing is increasing the intensity each week. So try and get 1 more rep out, try and add a little bit more weight on, take less rest period. Most people get stuck with the same weights, the same rest periods, the same rep range for years, and that's one of the biggest reasons they don't change. You've been on ChatGPT, figured out your calories, figured out your protein, but you constantly undereat it. Protein is the most important thing to building muscle, and it maintains muscle through any sort of dieting phase. If you're skipping this, you're probably gonna look soft and not very defined. So how can we change it? Aim to get at least 20 grams in the morning. I wake up at 4:30, and that's too early for me to eat breakfast, so I have a shake, and then I'm out of the house. If, like me, you can't stick breakfast, try this. Vanilla protein shake, and what I tend to do is I put a cold coffee in there, so at least I'm getting my caffeine fix and my protein hit first thing in the morning. Killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Shakes will be your friends in this. They're not gonna replace meals, but if you have 3 shakes a day, most have about 23 grams of protein in. That's 69 extra grams of protein there. If you're trying to keep calories low and dieting, then you can go for a clear whey shake, which generally have about 80 calories and come in like juice-like flavors. Even if you skip a proper breakfast and have chicken at lunch, that'll give you about 30 extra grams, so we're currently on 99 grams of protein. Dinner, then you can eat with your wife or partner. It is 2026 after all. Just make sure you have a decent helping of protein, at least palm size, and that should get you around about 30 grams of protein. Take you to about 129 grams of protein for the day without even opening up MyFitnessPal. You expect too much too soon. You probably have more body fat to lose than you first think. Most people underestimate this. They say I need to lose about 2 to 4 kg and then I'll see my abs. When in actual fact, it's probably more like 5 to 10. So how long will it take? It's not going to be a quick 3-month fix for most people. And if you do want to have a set of decent arms, it might even take up to about 18 months, depending on your training history. Phase 3, the breakthrough, the part only 10% of people will see. Muscles finally showing, fats visibly dropping, people you haven't seen in ages are noticing, and you're no longer complacent. How do we get here? It actually starts when you do. Stop thinking of it as a system with a clear end, or I want to lose X amount of body fat, or I want to look ripped on the beach, or any of that. Break it down into daily habits. And when you can do that habit perfectly, add another one on top. It doesn't have to be perfect the whole time. You're going to have days where you'll fall off, but just make sure you get straight back to it. So at the start, it could be, I'm going to pack my exercise clothes the night before, as in the morning, I run around like a tit in a trance. I'd personally aim for getting 3 workouts in a week. Then when I've done that for a bit, I'll start adding in tracking my lifts. And when that becomes second nature, I'll start looking into daily habits with food. So aiming to hit 3 protein shakes a day. And just keep on adding these habits. There'll be days you don't want to do them, but if you consistently get more days that you do them than you don't, it will start to build a habit. And that consistency will lead to a skinny fat transformation and you now liking what you see in the mirror. You have to make it part of your day-to-day life and not a chore. If you want my help making it part of your daily life, I've got 4 weeks of free coaching that will take care of everything. I'm talking about calorie trackers, programming, habits, everything you need to start dropping the skinny fat and start filling out the arms on your shirt. Click the link in the description, put your email address in, and I'll do the rest. Next week, I'll show you how you can safely increase your weights and make sure you're progressing, even if the weights you lift haven't changed in 3 years.